And some good news coming out of this year's hurricane conference. Our very own chief meteorologist Dennis Phillips receiving a special honor. He was presented the Dick Fletcher Media Award for all his efforts to educate and inform people about hurricanes and being prepared. It's the first time this award has gone to a Tampa Bay area meteorologist since it was created. We're lucky to have him as our calm during a storm right here at ABC Action News. Congratulations, Dennis.
For the first time in more than 2 decades, the hurricane hunters will have a new home this hurricane season in Lakeland. The crew with all the expensive planes and equipment has almost moved into the state-of-the-art facility at Lakeland Linder Regional Airport. ABC Action News reporter Ryan Raich was there for a pretty crucial test.
The hurricane hunters are used to rain and out-of-this-world wind, but on this day,
it snowed in Lakeland today.
The crew and spectators got a little taste of snow.
It was just incredible.
Cascading from the ceiling of their brand new home in Lakeland.
You want to go play in it?
No!
It's actually just foam, a fire suppression test to make sure the state-of-the-art hangar is ready in case of an emergency to protect the fleet of 9 fully fueled planes.
Looks like a bubble bath for sure.
Captain Tim Gallagher is a navigator for the hurricane hunters, and he's also coordinating the delicate move from MacDill Air Force Base to right here at Lakeland Linder.
Our aircraft will be ready. This was one of the kind of critical tests to ensure that we can occupy the hangars.
This is a big upgrade from the hurricane hunters facility at MacDill. It was built just for them, big enough to house all 9 airplanes with room to spare. Construction crews worked around the clock to get this $19 million facility done by June 1st, a kind of important date in the hurricane world, the start of a new season.
When the hurricane season starts and these aircraft are having to go, it's all going to start here at Lakeland Linder Regional Airport.
Think back to Hurricane Matthew not that long ago that battered the East Coast. The hurricane hunters supplied all the crucial data: wind speed, direction, spaghetti models.
It's a different view of the storm from up here.
All that stuff people need to know whether to hunker down or evacuate. Now, in Lakeland, the crew says there are more options for their missions.
We're a little bit more towards the center of the state, which allows us the opportunity to flex in either direction.
Lakeland has proved to be a great option for the hurricane hunters after politely getting the boot from MacDill. They've got more space here, and it's not too far from Tampa, so they were able to keep most of the 110 workers. And by the way, the fire inspector watching this test closely confirms they are off to a great start.
They did pass. Actually, the system exceeded expectations.
You know, a lot of folks don't realize that hurricanes start as just a single thunderstorm. They develop out over the warm ocean waters near the equator, start to rotate, and all of a sudden can sometimes turn into this, a powerful storm with winds over 150 miles an hour. But there's a reason they form. Believe it or not, hurricanes actually are designed to cool the atmosphere. So when things get a little bit too hot, hurricanes can form. The energy that they expend often cools things out and tries to set sort of an even keel with temperatures across the Atlantic Ocean. Now, should a storm strike in our neck of the woods, you need to know the ins and outs of your coverage. Taking Action reporter Jackie Calloway introduces you to one woman who learned a very expensive lesson when disaster came knocking on her front door.
And that's the ceiling where the fire was.
Michelle Laws never thought it could happen to her.
And of course, you always think it's never going to happen to me, you know, but it did.
This Tampa tenant rented the same apartment for 7 years. She lost many of her belongings in the fire.
It was completely devastating.
Whether you're renting or own your home, now's the time to check your coverage.
When there's a storm coming and it gets close to Florida, a lot of times that's when people will call and say, hey, I need to increase this coverage or add this or lower my deductible, and at that point it's too late.
Karen Rowling, owner of Cybert Insurance, says your deductible is a good place to start. Normally it's 2% of the home's value.
So if you have a $200,000 home, 2% of that coverage amount of $200,000, so $4,000 is going to be your hurricane deductible.
And it's important to make sure you're not over or underinsured. Check with your agent. They can produce a replacement cost estimator, so you know just how much it would cost to replace your home. The Sunshine State is the land of pools, and oftentimes pool cages are damaged in a storm. But are they covered? The short answer? It depends on the carrier.
Some companies have a limitation of $10,000 or $50,000. Some companies don't cover the screens getting blown out. Other companies do. That's a great question to ask your agent.
And what about flood coverage? Tampa Bay has the largest concentration of homes and businesses on the water in the nation. And just because you live in a no flood zone doesn't mean your house won't flood. Normal homeowners policies do not cover damage related to rising water and storm surge. Unlike homeowners policies, flood coverage takes 30 days to bind. You won't get it in time if you wait until there's a named storm.
It's just all gone, completely gone.
In Michelle's case, it was a fire, but the life lesson is the same. Once disaster strikes, it's too late. Will you go without renter's insurance
Absolutely
again?
not.
Here's something kind of cool. Many Bay Area counties are launching a new interactive tool to keep you safe during hurricane season. The website allows you to see which evacuation zone you live in. Now, Hillsborough and Manatee counties actually allow you to type in your address on their website to see what type of conditions would cause your home to be evacuated.
We need people to learn their level now so that they're not caught in a bad place, so to speak, when we have to issue an evacuation.
Now, we have a link to the interactive maps on our website. Making sure your home is prepared is key, but making sure you're prepared is even more crucial. Meteorologist Shay Ryan takes you step by step through what you'll need for your hurricane kit.
So starting off hurricane season without checking your supply list, it's like taking a road trip without any gas in your car. So let's have a look around and see what I need to stock up on to get prepared. When it comes to bottled water, you want 1 gallon per person and a 3-day supply. So for my family of 4, we need 12 bottles. But I've got a couple extra because you always want those extra for flushing the toilet. So when it comes to flashlights, we have plenty, and lanterns too, but the question in my house is always whether or not they work. 1 down, 2. Got lucky there. All right, so we're definitely going to need some batteries. Let's check. We have plenty of AA's, plenty of C's, but it looks like we need some D batteries. Non-perishable food for 4 people for about a week. Check. And with my can opener and my plasticware and my plates, I think we're good to go. So a first aid kit. Plenty of Band-Aids, but I think I need the antiseptic wash and peroxide. So I'll do my best to keep all of our toiletries and medicines stocked up over the summer. But if there is something that I need, fortunately for technology, I can order from my favorite stores right off my phone and then have it delivered to my front door. And come to think of it, you probably want to keep at least a half a tank of gas in your car throughout hurricane season, because if you do have to evacuate, those lines at the pump can be nutty.
Shay's right. I mean, it's so important to just start going through your checklist now. Of course, we have that for you right now on abcactionnews.com/hurricane. Every year we get hundreds of questions about hurricane season. Coming up, we'll show you how to stay informed and the best way to prepare for any storm this summer.